What is going on, all you beautiful people of the world? My name is Primal Remix. It is August 18th, and it is time for another Nightfall. And who shouldn't it be again but other than Taniks with Void Solar Burn and the Grounded Modifier. This week wasn't too hard because of the burns, obviously, with Galley and Icebreaker, Vision of Confluence. I tried using the Word of Crota, as you'll see here with my Titan here in a little bit. I didn't really like it that much, so I switched to my Vision of Confluence later. Corrective Measure is also very, very good. I recommend that if you have that. It's more ammo if for your heavy, for your Corrective Measure, and possible Galahorn if you want to switch out. Or just any other rocket launcher would be good too if you have Void or Solar Burn. Things to look out for: Solar Burn. A lot of the captains have shrapnel launchers, which is super annoying, which gets really scary. And I've died to a lot of them today. It was a pain in the butt. And dregs. A lot of dregs. And vandals towards the walker also do have shrapnel launchers. So my Titan was waving there, getting this started. Those do void burn, so I want to take those out. What you want to do is just kill them and run as far back as you can. They start tracking you, fun stuff, and you just kind of do like a sheer turn, like almost run towards them, but to the side, almost like a diagonal movement. So shoot that one. It's tracking me, and I just run through that little underpass. They still clip me a little bit, but I don't get taken down. Yeah, so Taniks again, Omnigul. It's probably going to be Omnigul next week. I was hoping it was Fogoth. That would have been pretty fun. 2 weeks in a row without it being Taniks or Omnigul for the Nightfall, but what can you do? At least this one has burns, I guess. Pretty interesting burns, too. You don't have to necessarily worry about this part. I just choose to kill them because I have a lot of bounties. Don't forget to pick up bounties. If you're doing this solo, this will be super easy to complete, like 5 different bounties, I think. I have 3 of them from the bounty guy, the normal bounty guy, and the Erismorn. I have 2 from her, I believe. And you can do 3 if you want to kill the ogres, but I chose to just save that for the heroic strike. So yeah, you don't have to kill these dudes because they all have arc, but I just choose to for the sake of getting my bounties. This is pretty easy to do solo, even without like a Galahorn, Icebreaker, all that stuff. But yeah, see, this part is very, very unnecessary. All you have to do is run to the left. Ogres do have void damage, but they're fighting the Fallen, so there's absolutely 0 to worry about there. I just totally ran past all of that. So just go up the stairs. So for this part, what I usually, like, probably majority of the time recommend doing when you're doing Nightfalls is to take out the snipers. But not this time, because this captain is such a pain in the butt, because I could have used my Fatebringer, but it wouldn't give me the bonus damage that the Fatebringer, or the Word of Crota or the Vision of Confluence would give me. See, he's resisting, but I figured I'd get more damage out of using Void or Solar rather than switching to a Fatebringer. Try to switch it up a little bit, I guess. But yeah, he's such a pain in the butt if you aren't careful. So deal with the captain first, because he's twitchy, he's moving around, he has a shrapnel cannon, or shrapnel launcher, excuse me. And immediately after I kill him, I switch to the snipers. I did take one out earlier because he was in my line of sight. I was like, might as well. I don't want to take too much damage while trying to kill a captain. So there's that. There's also, after these invisible guys come out, there will be a whole bunch of dregs with shrapnel launchers. It is like bullet storm, bullet hell frenzy, and you have to be so careful here. I wasn't really paying attention there. Yeah, see, they're already shooting me. They shoot you from the portal. It's all over the place. They're throwing nades. You just gotta make sure. You could take them out maybe if you had a Fatebringer, like get the Firefly proc if you can. Try to wipe out most of them right away before they start running around. But I decided not to do that here because I wanted to stick to the void damage. But I didn't feel it was that strong as the solar damage. I was running out of ammo there, that's why I checked. I wasn't sure if Juggler was on, but obviously I'm not running out there to pick up ammo. So that's why I'm really low on ammo. Also, the Vision of Confluence has a ton of ammo, so I'd recommend that over the Word of Crota. I just wanted to level it up, but it wasn't giving me the results I wanted. And plus the range isn't that good, I feel. So watch out for the drag. Also, I could have taken more damage from that because I was airborne because of the Grounded Modifier, but that's okay. And as you can see that I'm completing my shards for the moon, and a lot of majors give you, I believe, 20 plus shards, and there's a whole bunch of majors in the Nightfall, so you should clear this out easily. Even if you fail it, you'll clear it like pretty quickly. There's a flying thing in my room. Alright, so Taniks is here confronting me. Be careful of the Scorch Cannon, that's always a pain in the butt. If you shoot him and get him in a stun lock, you can, once you get him in a stun lock, and if you keep hitting him and his damage is immune like that, just back away. I wave to him because I know he's going to go away, but he still gives me an extra shot like an asshole. So just be careful of that. Just make sure he's totally in the portal. You'll see the little fallen chatter thing if you have subtitles, or Varix will start talking to you, and that's how you know he'll be away from you, and it'll be most likely clear. Okay, so I'm just jumping around here. This room that I'm currently in right now is the safest room you'll be in. I'm just gonna walk into this middle of the room and run straight back to this room. Nothing will walk in, and there's a lot of cover here. There's only one way that damage will come towards me, and it'll be easy to dodge. I can just jump to the left. That'll be the easiest spot. This part, there's not a lot of snipers here, I don't think, so just deal with Taniks, because that Scorch Cannon will do a lot of damage to you, and he does fire that frequently. So try to get a stun lock on him if you can, and then I believe he gets immune again, and then he'll move to the far back. There's also this weird like invisible barrier in the door. It's kind of weird. Sometimes like on the far left of the door, if you shoot it, your bullets won't pass through, so just be careful of that. It's nothing really significant. I believe we saw my grenade not pass through there. Bullets don't pass through there. It's pretty weird. So here I go again with two captains this time, with shrapnel launchers giving me a bullet hell. I picked Defender Titan for the utility of the shield, and I sought to use it here with Blessings of Light. I chose not to do weapons because the shrapnel launchers do a lot of damage, and all I have to do is just keep bouncing in and out of the bubble. Like I said, since they resist the solar and void damage, the Vision of Confluence wasn't doing much damage. But if you have grenades, and if you can stick them, if you're a Titan with Magnet Grenade, it should take down their shields totally, and then you can just kill them with a solar or void burn or whatever gun you're using pretty effectively. But yeah, Blessing of Light's totally helping me out here. I take damage, just regain all my shield, and I can tank even more damage. It allows me to play a little more aggressively than I normally would. For my armor, I'm also rocking Armentarium, which gives me double magnetic void grenades, so that's totally fun. And here I go, I just switched to my correct measure void damage. It's so amazing. Like 100 shots, high rate of fire, just blasting through. You feel like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Rambo, Scarface even, just killing everything. But yeah, once you kill the two captains, all the mobs will start running to you, and then you can just start killing them, just blast all of them, just like what I'm doing here. But yeah, they will not walk in that room, so you'll be totally fine. Just make sure to check your radar. I knew someone was still there on the left side, so I'm just waiting there, and he did pop up, and I saw him there. Take him down. Yeah, after you kill all those guys, you can start walking freely. Like, once you kill the two captains, you'll have a little more freedom as to roam around. But I still recommend staying into that room until they stop rushing you, and then just make sure to keep checking your radar. Yep. I don't jump because of the grounded modifier, but I know since it's not arc burn, I'll be able to tank those vandal shots pretty effectively, so I'm not too worried. So for this part, I used my corrective measure. If you have a rocket launcher, that might have been a little more preferred because you need to kill all those guys at the end of the hallway. And if you have a rocket launcher, you just fire and forget, right? But if I'm using a heavy machine gun, I'm going to have to stick around, possibly take bullets, and not have a fun time. So I thought my corrective measure would have done a little more, but with the resist being super annoying, I wasn't able to kill them all right away. So for this part, you have to you're gonna want to set up here, and I do that with setting up with my Saint 14 helmet. It's a lot of utility there. I'm like completely just 100% into intellect, but that's totally fine. So what you want to do here after you kill all those dudes down that pipeline, as soon as you kill one vandal on the side there will be a whole bunch of mobs coming to the right door, which I'm running to now, and I put a bubble up. You're going to want to kill these right away because they will get annoying. If you're using bubble like me, just be sure to, like what I'm doing right there, hide towards the door, so that way if the walker decides to shoot you, you'll still have cover from your bubble, but you could still move freely just in case if they walk outside. I heard a noise there, so I decided not to run. Just make sure you're checking your surroundings. If you have good headphones or speakers, be sure to use those. Time it up, because if I walked out there, he probably would have shot me. It might have been arc. I think that's what he was readying up, but I just wanted to be sure. So there's that. Killed the captain there. And I switched to the lovely Black Hammer. It's so amazing for walkers, guys. If you don't have one, I suggest raiding, looking for a team on LFG or the Destiny forums on the companion app if you have that. If you don't, there's always special ammo synthesis, icebreaker obviously, but if you don't have that either, a sniper's always good, does a lot of damage. Just if you don't have an icebreaker, just make sure you're carrying heavy ammo synth, or not heavy, special ammo synth, or just any ammo synth that you feel like you'll need. But I'd prefer a sniper here because the impact is pretty high. So this is super boring. I'm just gonna speed this up. It's just me shooting at a walker's leg. No mobs are coming to me because I'm not down there. If you are down there, I believe vandals will rush you, and you'll also have the threats of exploding shanks. So you don't want that. So I'm just peeking out here, only doing like 2,000-ish damage. Not too significant, but it gets the job done. I have a lot of less stress. And there we go. You can see on my radar there, he's in that tunnel, but he should disappear. And I believe I keep my guns the way they are anyway. Yeah. I try not to galley, for those of you that don't have a Gallhorn, even though Zer just sold it, but regardless, I try not to do it I'm going to try and do that more now, try not to rely on the Gallhorn. A, because a lot of people didn't have it before, and B, it's going to get nerfed, so it might not be as effective. It still might be pretty effective for all we know, but I'll try not to rely on that as much in the future. I made a mistake here. I should have stayed with my Saint 14 helmet, because I will need that later for when we decide to confront Taniks. So I'm just inching my way up. He makes a noise, he growls, whatever, and I back off immediately. Because if you're in that tunnel and then he pops out, you're going to get Scorch Cannoned and you'll most likely die. This part, Taniks decided to play hide and seek with me. I thought he already moved on, because sometimes he does very quickly. But there he is on the left, just not doing anything. He's like an ostrich hiding its head in the ground. So I totally panic here, and my shots are all over the place when I pull out my Black Hammer again. And there's like a weird barrier there too. Yeah, or I might have shot the little spike. Shoot him a few times there. The hallway starts blacking out because I'm not close enough. Yeah, but just definitely stay away from the door. It'll give you enough time to react. and you'll definitely dodge his Scorch Cannon because the rate at it travels is pretty slow. Okay, he's just clearing out. If you do enough damage to him, you won't have to confront him again right around here, so that's totally fine if you can do enough damage. But if you don't, you'll notice mobs are on your radar, and Taniks will also be on your radar. He'll probably be making noise still, so he'll be on the right there. I just went to the left right after we exit, and this is super weird. Like, I stagger him, but he goes like around the platform. I get a pretty good one here, yeah. Like the way he backs up in a circle. Like, that's so weird. I've never seen that before. I believe when I did it with my Patience and Time, he was just backing up into that object, that round dome object. Yeah, he's like still backing around. It's like a merry-go-round. There he goes. So I figured I couldn't see him anymore. And I was like, oh wait, I probably need my Saint 14 helmet. So this was a very terrible moment. I'm like panicking, switching through armor like a madman. And the reason I do this is the only path, that stairway, that the mobs can travel up. So if they're blinded, it gives you enough time, or more time, to finish off Taniks while they're blinded in your bubble. And there we go. And yeah, nothing came up, but it was just a safety measure. So I leveled up my new Monarchy. That was pretty sweet. You can see on the bottom left there. And I got another Thunderlord. Pretty sweet. I like that gun. It's pretty cool. Still loving the corrective measure though. So much ammo. I love it. There we go. I'm just totally killing mobs, just for the fun of it. And I pop another bubble. And they're gonna walk up, and I'll just sit there. Yep. So here we go. My drops, as I mentioned earlier. Pretty good drops, I think, this week. Not too bad. 99 kills. I still got the 100 bounty kill. So I guess after you finish the boss, it'll like reset, or like the kill count won't kill after you kill the boss, I guess. I know I said I wouldn't rely on Galahorn anymore, but I already showed you guys how to do it solo. So from here on, it's just me showing you guys what to do. This is also a very effective method. Hide behind the shields if you're using rockets, and then just shoot them. Just jump up and down. By the time the Scorch Cannon, travels to you, it'll just hit the shield. Or the monitor, I guess? I don't even know what that is. So, I golden gun him here. One-shotted. But yeah, that's super effective. Use your surroundings to your advantage. You can see my drop there, Mask of the Third Man. This literally has way more intellect than my last one, so I was super happy about that, even though I have one. Mine, I had like 91. It was a terrible roll, so I'm glad I got that one. It's almost maxed out at 131, I believe, was on the screen. So I had Radiance here, so I'm feeling a little more confident. Not using the barriers like I should. Probably should, because I still needed the 100 kills, because if you don't kill like the ogres and that stuff where we ran past, chances are you will be very, very close to 100 kills without dying, but not quite. For this part, also be careful. You can shoot that little pipe in front of me. I've done it before with my hunter. It was terrible being at the end. He's almost dead, and then you blow yourself up. So be careful there. I got another amplified GOD, as you guys saw in the bottom left corner there. I've been dropping a lot of those, but I guess I can't complain. I got pretty good drops this week. So let me know what you guys got down in the description below, what you guys got for Taniks this week. I hope this solo video helped you guys out. Hopefully you guys beat him. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes. In the meantime, take it easy, everyone. Finish that off with my Warlock, do a little jig, do a little celebration, and now we will go check out my drops. But yeah, so as long as you stay in that room and kill all the mobs, you will be just fine.